topic, I mean, capstone in my university in the last semester. And this semester also, I'm teaching this subject. Also, I would like to say that capstone, I mean, this is a foreign terminology and a terminology in some of the IITs and IIMs, whereas the institutes affiliated to IP University generally use the term major research project or minor research project for the same. So I have outlined, I have prepared my presentation with certain key agendas. Like first of all, I would love to define what capstones are and what are the different forms that a particular capstone might take. Then role of AI in capstone presentations from students' perspective. And as most of you are faculty members and this is an FDP, so role of AI in capstone presentation from faculty perspective also. Status of AI usage in capstone, the Indian context, then faculty members' role in AI-enabled capstone presentations, designing capstones with the limited AI usage, and last one is suggestions. So I would like to say that as I'm teaching this subject, I've taken this, I'll say it's not a subject in itself, but I've supervised capstone presentations in my university. So I'll be sharing with all of you my personal observations also with the student, especially with reference to AI usage. So we'd start with defining the capstones. So capstone might be defined as a culminating academic assignment that is usually being taken up at the end of a course or a degree program. So now, again, the terminologies differ here. Sometimes the capstone is given with the title capstone only, wherein whereas in university like ours, we have given the freedom to design how we are going to assess students. So like in my subjects, like I taught consumer behavior in last semester. So therein also I gave a capstone project to my students. So what I'm trying to say is that capstone could be a standalone, project uh, to a student, or it can be a part of your regular, course also. Like in my case, I taught consumer behavior, but I assess student performance with the help of a capstone only. So what happens in capstones basically, students apply the knowledge and skills that they have gained throughout their studies or course into a real world problem. So I would say that capstone is something like wherein you do not, just banking upon the theoretical knowledge. You are not simply transferring the information to the student, but you want them to apply the knowledge that they have, you know, studied, they have gone through in their courses to the real world problems. So like if you can see that I have pointed out certain traits of capstones also in the lowermost part of this particular slide, wherein you can say that it addresses a real world business problem. Secondly, although it is not a rule, but usually capstone tend to be a 20 to 50 pages long assignment. Then it prepares for future endeavors of the students, especially wherein student wants to go. Like NEP tries to integrate this particular problem in academia, wherein we teach students something else, then they are expected to do something else in their professional journey. So capstones come here exactly at this particular point, and they try to prepare students for what they are going to do in future. Then it requires faculty guidance. Like I said that it cannot be called as a subject, as a subject like we teach theory in subject, so we cannot call this as the same subject. But yes, it needs faculty guidance, and then it applies learning whatever you have learned in your course. And basically this, like I said, that it is a culminating academic assignment. So usually it happens at the end of the your academic degree or a semester. Then if we talk about goals of capstones, then the most important thing that I was referring to one of the reports, this was the report of Performance Center report 2025, wherein it stressed upon that students retention rate, which is one of the most significant problems nowadays. given the attention span of the students, and sometimes wherein trimester systems are there, I mean students are overloaded with the subjects, then they hardly remember the subject's name only. So apart from improving the student retention rate, which is 75% more in capstone projects than the passive theoretical learning, it aims to integrate and apply the knowledge, skills, and experience of the student with real world problems. It also aims to develop the critical thinking, research, and problem solving abilities of the students. Sometimes it happens that whenever I ask my students, I was telling you that I was teaching consumer behavior, and I was teaching them attitude, and I was telling them attitude has three components, ABC components, and I showed them an advertisement and I asked them what component it is displaying. Then students were not able to identify. I mean, they were able to tell me that there are three components, but they are not able to identify which this particular ad is talking about, which component it is, how it is linked with what we have studied in a theory class. So here capstone, it acts as a bridge between theory and practical, and it basically hones the problem solving abilities of the student, because you connect theory with a real practical problem. Then it also fosters creativity, collaboration, and professional skills. To be very honest, when we talk of AI in capstone, I and I'll say we all used to see creativity of the students in preparing slides only. Sometimes they use very fancy, infographics, and it is very clear that they have taken it from internet. But apart from that, they are very, I mean, if you talk about their creativity, they tend to, hinder their creativity. But if you allow them a capstone, then you will see that they'll think about a problem from multiple angles, and they might come up with an innovative solution also. I'll tell you that one of my IVD student, he came up with the, we were discussing about breakfast, and he told me that the Indian breakfast is not full of essential nutrients that it should be. And then we were discussing about it, and then he came up with an idea called microgreens. I think it might not be very new, but he developed his project on microgreens, and he actually grew those tiny saplings, kind of things. And you can just have these things with your regular meal or salad, and then you can have the essential nutrients that one should have in the breakfast or in the lunch. So I mean, these are the capstones only that give students a chance to show their creativity. Then to help students demonstrate their expertise, sometimes students, they have expertise in something, and we are teaching them something, and we do not know actually what their real expertise lies in. So there are many students of mine wherein during my capstone, I realized that some students were very good in IT, some students were very good in research, others were very good in networking. Only through the capstones we came to know that these students are really good in particular areas. Then to ensure students that they are ready for the workforce, and that is the another problem, that most of the research says that most of our graduates and postgraduate students are not, they are not ready for the workforce. They do have the degrees, but they don't have the skills, because they are not able to apply the theoretical concepts they have learned in their class to the actual world. So here capstone, again acts as a bridge. So next is types of capstones. If we
वो
I
फर्स्ट ईयर
mean
में होता है
uh,
फेवरेट तो इनके पता है, तुम्हारी भी नहीं है, मुझे पता है.
To please mute her mic.
अरे
okay. So there can be many types of capstones. This is not the exhaustive list, but the most common types of capstone projects are four. First is the project, second is the research paper, third one is the portfolio, and fourth one is the internship. By the way, this slide I made with the help of AI. I gave the prompt and it made it beautifully. It is very essential to disclose. So then if we talk of forms of capstone, so first is the project. So project, in what happens in project, that students identify a real problem, that they create a solution using their learning in the course. It could be individual, it could be group. In our university both are allowed, but assessment is individual in nature. Then the project would include planning, team building, communication, and problem solving. These are the key traits that we are looking at while assessing a project capstone. Then example is, an MBA student studies low customer retention in retail company and design a program using marketing, customer loyalty program using marketing, finance, and analytics concept. Now, this is a simple example. I'm sure that you must have supervised many projects, and you can see that this particular project is also known as by the name of minor research project or major research project. So the example I've given is very simple here, and there can be any example of like this nature. And let me tell you that you give student this kind of project, and they'll come up instantly within a day or two. I've seen in my class that I give this kind of project, and I give students time of at least 1 month to complete that project. And one student came very next day holding a 25-30 pages report and saying, ma'am, I've done this. So although we come to this later, but students can very easily, they'll just type this entire title into chat gpt, and chat gpt would give the report of your requirement. If you say make a 10-page report, it will instantly make it. So second form of capstone is research paper. So research paper is usually, you give a topic or students decide themselves, then they collect data about that topic, or through a case study they analyze that topic, and they present this topic having a very theoretical focus, that which particular theory they have used. Usually the sections that you see in research papers are introduction, research methodology, then literature review, data collection, findings, discussion, etc. So example is, again, how digital marketing improves brand trust using surveys, case studies, or existing research. So student would write a research paper. Again, chat GPTs or other generative AIs are very helpful in this. Third is portfolio. Portfolio is, rather than giving one single assignment, here we are talking about the student's creativity and his or her ingenuity throughout the course. So basically it presents a collection of students' best work to showcase students' skills and the professional growth. Here student might compile the portfolio through marketing campaigns or business plans or strategy reports, or whatever activities you have given during the course. Last one is internship. So internship, again, summer internship is the name of this particular program in IP University. So students work in real organizations and they apply the classroom learning into real business tasks. So here students get many benefits, like they get hands-on experience. That is, at least this is the benefit then, that most students, they are able to tell you that they have studied the concepts like marketing and networking, but they have seen actually how these concepts work in the real organizations. During internship they might build up their professional networks, and it helps them honing their networking and relationship building skills. So I think no need to give example here, but every student is expected, at least in business program, every student is expected to undergo at least 1 or 2 internships. Now we come to the topic that the main topic, which is that is role of AI in capstone presentations, and this is from students' perspective. So students are I have divided this particular slide into, again, this particular section into 2 parts: the upper layer and the deeper layer. The upper layer says that if students are using AI in their capstone presentations, it helps them identifying the core problem, and that too very quickly. I mean, you give them a topic or they choose themselves, and nowadays it is so easy that you give just one prompt to chat gpt that I've been given a capstone project. I'm more interested in marketing, can you suggest me few topics? Then chat gpt would give you at least 10-15 topics, and you might choose it. So it is quite easy. Then it also helps you in analysis. I mean, given the right prompt, that chat gpt or other generative ai like paperpal, claude, gemini, they would help you with analysis also, and it'll give you beautiful conclusions also. Then sometimes when during the presentations or viva, when we ask student, why did you take this particular objective and what are the outcomes of your objective, students are not able to tell. But if they are using ai, then obviously ai would give them the correct or precise answers to our queries. And that is why students are abundantly using ai to know what are the objectives of their project and what outcomes they are expecting. At least in our mba projects, this time students were very clearly able to tell us their objectives and outcomes, and we were very sure. Later on we asked them, how did you come to know so precisely about your objective? And they were all referring to use of ai. So next is improve clarity and visuals. Like I showed you that I also took help of ai just to summarize these 4 5 slides into one, and generative ai very beautifully gave me one infographic. So, and it is the clear advantage of ai also, that it improves clarity and visuals. Then effective representations of data and models. Ai again, giving the right prompts would help you to effectively represent your data. Whatever data you have collected, it will help you to represent that, and also suggest you some of the models and theories. Then last is professional presentation standards. Many a times we have asked our students to cite the references properly, but they won't. But if you give the same prompt to generative ai, that cite the references that I've used in ap or mla or harvard format, it'll do instantly. So but this is the upper layer. I mean, I'll be happy if students are stick to this particular layer only. But the point is, students are not restricting themselves here only. The real problem happens when this upper layer is permeated and we surrender ourselves completely to ai. However, this particular slide is not talking about that negative aspect of ai. So the at the deeper layer, ai has become a tool for thinking and innovation. uh, Suppose if a student is making a capstone project, and most of the projects that I see, that very generic ones are customer satisfaction. So even if I ask them define customer satisfaction, they are not able to tell me what this customer satisfaction construct is. They are not able to quote, like I'm from marketing domain, they are not able to quote even oliver while defining customer satisfaction. So ai helps them here, and it allows them to think in depth about a concept. It can give you all the relevant theories and models around a particular topic, and it can also tell you what has happened so far with this topic, what are the less researched areas. So I mean, in a way it guides the student that where a particular research might go and what would be the possible contribution of it. So second is ai in capstone projects move students beyond being end user of technology to becoming problem solvers who design intelligent systems. I have taken one example here. I'll quickly show you the second slide. This example is of Oregon State University. Here, I mean, you can read this. I've given the link. You can read in detail also. Here, what happened in this particular university, that students were given the capstone projects, and they made their capstone projects, and then with their professors, they used AI to delve deeper into their projects and suggest some workable solutions to the companies. Like in one of the examples here, one student made a project on customer retention and customer acquisition. And first she made the capstone project on her own, and then she used AI, and for a particular company they applied the solution given by AI, and the customer retention improved by 25%. So what happens that when students intelligently use capstones, then they stop being merely the end user of the technology, and they become the actual problem solvers. Then next is like generative AI is so easy to use. If even if you are new to it, you just give one prompt and it will guide you. I mean, you can also ask generative AI how to use you, and it will tell you. Use you means the generative AI only. So students with no or limited AI experience can also use AI for solving practical problems. I mean, this is the biggest advantage of AI, that its interface is so easy. Then students experience self-directed, inquiry-driven, and experiential learning rather than instructor-led learning. So what is happening till now in academia, that we are more prone to instructor led learning. I mean, we tend to give instructions to our students, and then students act upon these instructions. uh, this has really hampered the inquiry and creativity nature of the students. So with generative AI, the learning becomes self directed, then it becomes inquiry driven. I mean, student can ask a number of questions to the generative AI, and I mean, it doesn't get tired, and there is no time limitation. Obviously you can upgrade to the superior version if you want more details, but the journey becomes self-directed and inquiry driven. And last is AI facilitates the shift from content delivery to mentoring, scaffolding, and advising. I mean, this is the ideal use of AI basically. The problem is it does not happen. What happens is, now, if we talk of role of AI in capstone from faculty perspective, so I'll say that AI has positively affected the faculty members, uh, except in certain areas. So I'll say that faculty members, I mean, very first advantage is you can generate project ideas and structures. So if suppose if there are 60 students in your class, and whenever we start with capstones or summer training or major or minor project, then students approach faculty members, and then they tend to ask, ma'am, you please tell me, or sir, you please tell me about which particular area should I research. So as a faculty member, we also have our limitations. We might have 10, 15, might have, and that to the maximum I am talking about. Otherwise I've got 3 4 core research area, so I might able to tell at least 3 4 research area to 3 4 students. But what happens after that? So in this case, generative AI helps you, and it gives you a number of project ideas, and also you can decide the difficulty level also. So suppose a student who's say first year or second year student is approaching you, and on the other hand a student is there who's in the masters, and uh, the third case is a PhD student. So chat GPT is there to help you. I'm referring to chat GPT quite often because that is the most used generative AI, but it does not mean that I'm not referring to others. So my reference of chat GPT must be taken as a collective reference for all the generative AIs. So I mean to say that we can have n number of project ideas, and with varying degree of difficulty also. Then create AI enabled and traditional rubrics. I'll show you the example of this later in my slides also. That we tend to create rubrics. Like I created rubric for my course, and I shared with students. But when I first gave the assignment, then I created the traditional rubric I mean, focusing on clarity of the problem identification, then the depth of literature review, then the methodology used, and the practicality of the suggestions, like this. But when I came to know that students are using AI also, then I changed my rubric into AI enabled rubric. So, like, I incorporated the components like percentage of AI used, the sections wherein AI was used. So I was able to create rubric for the projects which extensively used AI. Then suggest probing viva question. Sometimes what happens that whenever you give a topic, like I gave you my example that I gave one capstone project in consumer behavior, and I was surprised to see almost everybody in the class almost made similar kind of project. I mean, with very fewer variations. So I knew that everybody has used chat gpt, and I asked them, have you used any generative AI? So they told me that yes, they have used. So in that case, what is the option that I'm left with? The viva. So obviously, again, AI would help you here also as a faculty member. It will give you very good viva questions to understand how student has understood a particular concept, and what has been his or her learning trajectory. Then structures weekly review discussions. This is also one of the strategy here, dealing with AI in capstones, wherein faculty can arrange weekly discussions or weekly reviews with the students to know where they are at a particular point of time. Because if you are giving students a capstone project at the start of the semester, and reviewing it mid semester, and then taking a viva at the end, I mean, students are more likely to use AI in various phases of their project. But if you schedule weekly review discussions, then you might, to some extent, you might check them. Then drafts formative feedback. Again, this is related to the first point only. Uh, Generative AI helps you design and define the various aspects on which you will discuss with your student. Where does a student stand at a particular point of time? It will give you the pointers also, against which you can, ask your student to report to the status of the progress, that where does he stand. Assist with reports and mapping. COPO mapping, I hope that every institute which is NAC accredited is familiar with these concepts. So AI would help you how your particular capstone is aligning with the course and program outcome. So I'll say that here I have mentioned some of the benefits of using AI in capstone from faculty perspective, that it saves time, it improves the quality, it ensures fairness. Because through rubrics, it also tells you the evaluation criteria, and it helps you in consistent evaluation. It boosts your confidence because you can handle AI enabled projects also. It helps you innovate, and it helps you in compliances also. Now, if you look at status of AI usage in capstone, India does not have very clear guidelines about AI usage in capstones. I have referred to some of the news clippings that I came across. First is IIT Delhi has issued some guidelines related to AI usage in the academic works. It is both for the faculty and the students, wherein both are expected to disclose which particular section they have referred AI to, and to what extent they have used AI in their capstones or academic work. Then this is another piece of news that I got, that IIM student claims he got an A plus after using chat GPT to write project. So in IIM's, only 5% student, top 5% students are awarded A plus grade in their assignments. This particular student, he was given a project in consumer behavior, wherein he was supposed to visit 5 to
क्या हो
7
गया?
shops, and
Hello.
Participants, please mute your mics.
So uh, he was given a consumer behavior project wherein he was supposed to visit 5-7 shops in the vicinity, and he was given the project to observe the consumer behavior, talk with the shopkeepers, and design a particular strategy. So what he did, he recorded all the conversations. He took all some of the pictures also, and he made a file, and then he uploaded this file to chat gpt and asked chat gpt to prepare the assignment given by the professor, and to his surprise he got A plus. Then this is the third guideline. Uh, Again, IIT Delhi, sorry, third one is this one. IIT and IIMs, they have they have also framed some of the guidelines. Like IIT Jammu, they have allowed 10% usage of AI in their capstone projects. Similarly, some of the IIMs have also maintained this particular limits of 10%, wherein you can use AI up till 10%. Recently, we if I talk about from faculty perspective, recently I got an ICSSR project, and we also we also submitted an undertaking wherein we said that we have not used AI beyond a particular limit. In our case, it was because it was mandatory to check for AI similarity. So in our case, it was 3%, but I think the permissible limit was less than 20%, because Turnitin was not highlighting AI usage in less than 20% cases. But for us, the specific limit for my project was 3% only. Similarly, some of the good journals also, they are also now requiring faculty members to submit the undertaking that in which particular areas they have taken help of AI. Like recently we got a paper published in one of the Scopus Index journal, wherein we submitted this undertaking that we have not used AI uh, while conceiving the core idea of the paper. The core idea belonged to us only, whereas only for paraphrasing and making the tone more professional in nature, we used AI. This was the kind of undertaking that we submitted. So if we talk about India's condition in reference to capstone, so I'll say that AI usage has been now accepted, that it is widespread, it is not banned. So the core question has shifted from should we use AI to how should we use AI responsibly. So I mean to say that the question of responsible AI usage has emerged. Institutions are setting guidelines about limit, disclosure, declaration, and transparency. So there are certain consensus areas too. That the consensus areas are that the AI tools should assist, not replace human thinking. And might be this is the core idea of my presentation too, that AI tools are there to assist you. They are not there to replace your original human thinking or judgment. Then adhere to the transparency and citation. If you have used AI, then be open about it, declare it, give declaration. Also cite it somewhere, like in the end section of the paper you might say that in these particular areas I've used AI. Ethical and responsible usage of AI. Core idea should be yours, it should not be entirely AI generated. And it should not be the case that if some tool or some detection tool is not able to identify that AI has been used, then you are also not declaring it. If you have used it, you should declare it. And one thing is clear, that we are in need for clear policy framework, because right now consensus is there, but no clear guidelines are there. So if we say that what is the real challenge for faculty members in capstones, so I'll say real challenge is not there that whether students will use AI or in capstones or not, because we know they will. And but as a faculty member, real challenge is how do we guide, regulate, and evaluate capstone projects presentations which have used AI. So here, this section I have attributed to the faculty members' role in AI-enabled capstone presentations. So as a faculty member, I think the very first thing that we can do is we should define the boundaries. So we should not discourage students that you should not use AI, or we should not ban them. Let's be very realistic. Let's be very clear that they'll be using it. So you at least we should tell them what are the specific areas wherein they can use and what are the non-permitted areas. So the permitted areas could be literature scanning. The word is scanning here, it is not review. Literature scanning, data analysis, we can help them. And do not go to AI also. Even if you are collecting data using Google Forms, then it gives you pie charts and tables along with it. So at least we can allow them a data analysis. Then coding assistance we can give if you have given some kind of capstone project wherein coding is essential. So if they are doing it with the help of AI, allow them. Then simulation and prototype ideation, these are the areas wherein you can allow generative AI. Then non-permitted areas are wholesale report writing. I mean, student is just giving one prompt and write generative AI is writing the complete report. It should not be permitted. Then decision making without student reasoning. Sometimes whatever chat GPT or other generative AI says, student just tell them as it is. They won't even question why this particular suggestion was given. And let me tell you, these generative AIs are trained in a way that they tend to be in agreement with you. I mean, suppose like I'll give you one example which I encountered during my consumer behavior class. One day we were discussing some unethical advertising, and then I could not recall an example at some particular time. So while I was at home, I asked Chat GPT that give me one example wherein a traditional brand violated the ethical norms of the society. And Chat GPT, it framed it an example which did not real example which did not even exist. It gave me an example of uh, Manyavar Mohe, wherein he said, I mean, Chat GPT said that there was some actress and she violated this particular thing. And coincidentally, I thought, okay, was this the case? Then I, Googled it, I saw the ad, and even the actress that Chat GPT mentioned was there in the ad. She was not even there. So, generative AIs are trained in a way that they tend to be in agreement with you. This is their core strength. I mean, a person tends to rely upon them, and they in return they try to be in consensus with you. What you ask them anything, and they'll tell you the same thing that you want to listen to, you want to see. So reasoning ends here. If students are not able to reason their argument, then it should not be allowed. Then unacknowledged AI outputs, if students are coming to you with their reports, and they are claiming as theirs, but actually AI generated it. So these are the non-permitted areas. So as a faculty member, the first thing is we should define this boundary. Second is evaluate the process, not just the outcome. I mean, this is the second suggestion, that if we will evaluate the outcome only. So suppose you have given a capstone project, and at the end they'll come to you with 40-50 pages report. Then if you will evaluate that, if those 40-50 pages only, then you are evaluating just the outcome. So again, we should move from the basic question of what did you submit to how did you arrive here. I mean, you should be ready with few questions, and you should review the entire capstone by asking questions like how the problem was framed, why AI was chosen, ask for its appropriateness. Sometimes AIs are made for our help only. So if they're only helping, then it should be allowed. Otherwise, if it was not needed, then why AI was used? How data prompts, models, or tools were selected? Which prompt did student give to the AI to come to that conclusion? And how did you interpret or refine or rejected any chat gpt or generative AI solution? Then it should also be asked for, because in the end, you will see all identical reports. So if you do not evaluate the process and you are just evaluating the outcome, then there is no distinction in the performance or evaluation of the students also. Then next is use the oral defense and viva. Although we are using it already, faculty must use viva to authenticate learning. AI cannot defend ideas. Students are supposed to do that. If student has taken a particular topic, he or she must be able to defend it, why this particular topic was taken, what was the gap, what would be the implication of this topic. So faculty should evaluate through, you can evaluate through oral presentations, live demos, question answer, viva voce, whatever suits you. Then you must probe the objectives, alternatives, and implications. Like you might ask, which particular approach have you taken in your research? Suppose it was inductive approach, why inductive? If it was deductive, why deductive? What alternatives did you consider? Any alternative was rejected? If rejected, why? Oh, what would fail if AI outputs were wrong? This question must be asked, that whatever you are suggesting with the help of AI, if it is wrong, what would be the consequence? Then design rubrics for AI capstone. This was the thing that I was referring to. Traditional rubrics need revision. As a faculty, we should give weight to especially these two, problem formulation, methodological justification, ethical, societal implications. These we were referring to earlier also. Ethical has become way more important nowadays. So the other thing that we can include here in rubrics is integration of AI with domain knowledge and reflection on AI limitations and risks. I'll give you just one example here. So this was the traditional capstone rubric here. You can see that, this is an indicative rubric only. So these were the things that we used to evaluate, like problem definition, literature review, methodology, technical education, result, originality, report writing, and presentations. So now in AI enabled capstone, just look at it. Problem framing and AI appropriateness, human AI decision making. Here we have to focus upon student agency. Student agency mean who made the decision? Was it students decision to go for a particular topic, or AI was the one who convinced you to go for this? Then methodology and system integration. Design thinking is important here. Was the solution human centered or iterative? It means, did you actually implement the solution which was given by AI, or did you think about cost benefit analysis of it? Did you do any kind of trade off? Was it iterative in nature? Then you arrived at a particular solution or approach, that okay, this is the approach that I'm going to go ahead with. Then process, documentation, and transparency. It is really important where, in which particular areas you have used AI. Then technical or analytical depth. AI has this capability that very simple thing might look very attractive. So have you used that, or you understand in depth? Then ethical, social, and risk awareness. Are you aware of the thing that AIs are trained to behave in a particular way? Are you aware of this? This is called bias awareness. If yes, what are these management strategies that you have undertaken? Then learning, reflection, and ownership. Metacognition is important here. Where metacognition is, what is your own thinking about it? AI has proposed something, but what is your contribute? What is your viewpoint about this whole thing? Then communication and viva defense, like earlier. So if again I'm coming back to this, you need to redesign rubrics for AI capstones, and we need to give weightage to AI usage. very heavily nowadays, because we have to accept this, that students are using it. Then next is mentoring rather than monitoring. This is also similar to one of our earlier approaches. Like we have to, evaluate the process, not just the outcome. So we are, as a faculty member, our focus should not be on checking compliance only, or catching misuse. We should function as intellectual mentors, guiding the students' thinking, judgment, and learning. So, a faculty should act as an advisor, and it should help student in formulating the problem correctly. Like I've given one PhD student also. She was also, using generative AI abundantly, and then she came to me with 10 different topics. And I was like, why 10? She was very simply, she told me, ma'am, I referred many generative AIs, and each generative AI gave me 2 3 topics, and I decided to, create a pool of these topics. So this is the approach of PhD students nowadays. I was, I sat with her very calmly, and we evaluated each and every, problem she came along with. And then we decided one particular topic, and obviously we changed what the generative AI suggested. Then deciding whether AI is appropriate. It is also pertinent to mention here that every time AI might not be very helpful. I mean, if you are dealing with very local problem, very context specific problem, AI might not be very appropriate. So it is our duty to make students understand this thing, that everywhere AI would not be appropriate. Selecting methods, tools, and data responsibly. AI, nowadays, what happens that whenever you give prompt to AI, it will always tell you mixed method. It will always tell you. And why it is telling you? Because it will say that if you use qualitative methodology only, then generalization won't be possible. If you use quantitative method only, then in-depth analysis would not be possible. So the ideal condition is combine both. So, but as a faculty advisor, it is your duty to, find out the most appropriate method, tools, and data collection techniques. Then faculty should also periodically review how a particular decision was made, how AI outputs were interpreted, and whether the assumptions that we started our project with are still valid today or not. Then next is aligning evaluation with institutional AI policy. Like we have not at BR Ambedkar University, we have not made AI policy till now, but it is in the process of making. So once that policy is ready, as a faculty, I need to, uh, take into consideration that policy as well while framing AI guidelines for my students. So we need to be very clear that where penalties would be, applied. These are the 3 areas, according to me, where penalties should be applied. First is non-disclosure. If the student is not able to, clearly disclose that in which particular area AI has been used, and actually the student has used AI, then he or she is liable for penalties. Then misrepresentation. If a student is, presenting the AI generated output as his or her own, then obviously penalties should be applied. And then over delegation to AI, like I said, that core idea should be yours, reasoning should be yours, now implication should be yours. So everything cannot be just, forwarded or pushed to AI for you. So here we can apply the uh, penalties for the students. Then this section is attributed, and now, and let me, give this declaration here, that I'm only trying to, propose few of the strategies. I'm sure AI would have the solution of this also. So first thing is, if you want to minimize the usage of AI in capstone, then focus on context specific and local problems. So because as I told you, that these AIs are trained, and people like us only train those GIs. So GI would not have access to local, unpolished, or tacit knowledge. So use local organizations, communities, institutions, or campuses as your core study area. For example, if you give this kind of assignment or a capstone to your student, that design a marketing strategy for admission outreach at your institution using last 3 years of internal data. So I'm sure AI would not have access to your internal data, your internal admission data. It won't have. So the chances of AI usage in capstones would reduce. Second is give projects based on primary data. AI is very good, extremely good with secondary data. AI, I'm not saying that it just cannot generate, it must not generate, but it might generate primary data, but that would not be authentic. I mean, as a faculty advisor or as a faculty mentor, if you would look at the data, you would understand that it is not authentic primary data. So design projects having mandatory components of field surveys, observations, and experiments. Disallow projects based on secondary data only. So like this one, observe how first year students navigate a large campus during their first week. Collect data of 50 first year students. So this is the kind of, I mean, these are only the indicative capstone projects. Someone might argue that if we can only keep on giving local context oriented topics, then the generalizability might be an issue. But one aspect should be this, and then second aspect could be, suppose you need to give secondary database project, then weightage should be less because we know that students might use it. Then build in iterative decision logs. I mean, here, apart from reviewing the students' work on the weekly basis, you might ask student to design trade-off notes. Trade-off notes could be like, here I have given 3 trade-offs: cost versus quality, ethics versus efficiency, speed versus accuracy. I mean, whatever alternative student has suggested, then you ask them to evaluate on the basis of any two, like cost versus quality, ethics versus efficiency, speed versus accuracy. And then you would come to know that which particular option student has taken, because generative AI can only offer idealized
What
generic.
is conservation of water?
Miss
अभी
Asta
बोला ना
Duper, please
मैंने
mute your mic.
तब यहाँ इधर आ जा मेरे को
Miss Asta Duper, we request you to please mute your mic.
Okay. Other strategies limiting the use of AI in capstones are: allocate 50 or 60% marks to process documentation. The word is process documentation, not the outcome. Process documentation, learning evolution, and decision rationale. Assert compliance with institutional policy and ethical approval norms. Nowadays, ethical approval boards are there. Like in our university, we have ethical approval board. So mandate this. Then, in case of group projects, assign different roles to different team members, such as field lead, design lead, and ethics lead. Now, think about the responsibilities of ethics lead. Whoever would be the ethics lead, he or she might be given the responsibility to ensure that your group does not excessively use generative AI. Then always keep a section for failure analysis, asking students, I'm sorry for the typo, document what failed, why failed, and what was learned of the failure. I mean, every time this, I would say, it is a bias in research also. We always look for success examples, but if we also keep a section for failures, like the alternatives that were rejected, the alternatives that were not so good, and we ask students to document them, then at least we would come to know that why a particular thing failed and what students learned from that failure. This is my evaluation of capstone in Ambedkar University. I've removed students name for privacy. So you can see that in my capstone I assess students on the basis of these 4 things. First was class activity, whatever we did in the class. Then consumer survey. Here I didn't I looked for actual data. I asked them to collect the consumer data, and we sat in the class and we discussed with them what was their interpretation of it. I did not ask for any report or anything like this. Then prototyping, like I told you that one student, he developed microgreens, these the breakfast supplements full of nutrients. So similarly, there were some other students who were, working on some app. So they developed app. Obviously, here they used they took help of AI wherever possible. But we took a demo in class and we understood what particular areas wherein the student has taken help. And then last is presentation and viva, and then total was 100%. Okay. Then last is these are my last two slides. I'll say that in AI driven future, I mean, students would use obviously AI for capstone present projects also. So here we need to position AI as a tool for thinking and innovation, not merely a technical add-on. Like, we should not project it something that everyone else is using, so you must also use it. It is very easy to use, you should use it. I mean, it should be a tool for thinking and innovation. Encourage AI where problem demands adaptivity, perception, and decision making. Because for a human, it is not, I mean, always it is not possible to comply with all the things at same time. But because AI is there, artificial intelligence is there, so it can comply with all these things. Obviously, the last decision remains with the student and the faculty. Use AI projects to break silos and reinforce interdisciplinary collaboration. This is very important aspect of AI, because in our class also we keep on teaching students that this subject is of interdisciplinary nature. But whenever you ask students what particular areas or what particular concepts you borrowed from other subjects, they are not able to tell. But AI can help in this. Then curate learning resources, design challenge-based prompt, and support ethical, feasible, and responsible AI use. This is one of these are some of the suggestions from faculty side, that in AI-enabled capstones, the faculty role is limited to these only. Then use capstones to align graduate outcomes with future work demands. It also fulfills certain mandatory guidelines, regulatory guidelines, and it also bridges that skill employability gap also. These are few suggestions acknowledging the limitations of AI in capstones. What AI cannot do in a capstone projects: AI cannot generate original first-hand knowledge. At least I'll say authentic first-hand knowledge it cannot generate. AI cannot replace human curiosity, initiative, or contextual understanding. If something is very local, contextual in nature, it just cannot replace. AI cannot create authentic insights. I mean, the insights that you get from networking, discussion with your peers, experts, AI just cannot create it. So suggestions for using AI in capstone: use AI as a reviewer, not as a writer. I mean, you design your capstone project, you write your capstone project, and then you can refer to AI to review it. What are the drawbacks? What are the areas that have not been highlighted much? What are the over stressed areas? How is the professional tone? I mean, use it as a reviewer, not as a writer. Engage with real people, not AI personas. AI can give you a number of suggestions which might be true, which might not be true, but the insights that you will get by interacting with real people, experts, you will not get with AI. And last is look beyond polished AI information. AI is very good in giving information which looks very attractive, very mesmerizing, but look beyond it. What exactly it is telling you? Is it of some use or not? So that's it. This is from my side. I am open to questions if you have. Thank you so very much for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for a very powerful and a thought-provoking session. We do have questions to ask, ma'am. Our first question is from Ms. Priyanka Mavi. Her question is, why can't we have capstone projects after every unit rather than at the end of the syllabus when students' knowledge about topic is fresh? Your thoughts?
This question is from Priyanka.
Priyanka Mavi.
Okay. Priyanka, I do agree with your suggestion. Like I said, that usually capstone is in itself is a kind of subject, it is considered as a subject with faculty, lot of faculty intervention. But in my case, like in consumer behavior, I gave them, like you said, I gave them four different, capstones, mini capstones. But I would say that, although I agree with your suggestion, whatever you give them, I mean, like I told you that I gave these four mini capstones to my students, and one student came very next day with all four mini capstones done with the help of chat gpt only. I asked, how did you come to know about all these things very early? He said, ma'am, I did that. And I said, okay, I'll evaluate then. So I do agree that it should be given when when students knowledge is fresh. I mean, after every unit, at least in my course, I designed my capstone in a way that one question from every unit, or one activity. Like I gave two field activity, then I gave one portfolio capstone to every student. So I do agree with you. I mean, it can be done.
Okay. Okay. Next question is, ma'am, from Miss Priyanka Atri now. Now she's Atri, the previous one was Mavi. Her question is, will AI in capstone drain the creativity quotient of students? Secondly, how effective has capstone proved in people management, teaching students how to manage people?
The first question related to creativity, very honestly, I'll say yes. I mean, theory session is different, but practical insights are different. Like I'll give you one example. In our PhD interviews, in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, students were not aware that we are going to check their projects for AI similarity. And you'll be surprised to know that most of the students, they had their projects written with AI, and similarity was, in some cases it was more than 90-95%. In some cases it was 60 to 80%. I mean, we were surprised to see that the PhD, which is again the culminating degree, and any individual would attain, in those degrees also, this was the kind of AI usage. So I'll agree with you that it drains the curiosity of the researcher or the student. But like I said, that I mean, I believe that ideal usage of AI is to supplement that curiosity. I mean, not to drain it. I mean, as a like we do not talk from student perspective, we talk from faculty perspective. As a faculty, I've got too many questions, and sometimes I resort to AI, and I ask those questions to AI. Why this, why not this? So sometimes I get very really interesting answers, and I get from multiple perspective than that as a faculty I did not think about. So I'll say both ways. Yes, over reliance decreases your curiosity, but if you want to supplement it, uh, then it happens. I mean, it might happen. The only thing is, you need to exercise restraint on yourself. I mean, rather than blaming AI, I mean, I need to restrain myself. Like, when I started using AI, I'll be very honest. Because I'm a faculty with 18, 19 years of experience. So I asked AI to make a slide for me for marketing introduction. It was so boring. I mean, it was not my style. So I thought, what it has made. I mean, it was so boring. It was so plain. Um, I don't know. It is up to the individual. I mean, who's using AI. And second question was related to.
Second question was related to that, how effective, like students are taking these capstone projects, okay? So how effective has these capstone projects proved in helping students how to manage people?
Capstones are very effective in people management. I'll say capstones are basically designed for helping students in networking and building relationships with the multiple stakeholders. So in that way, I'll say capstones are very very effective. Because suppose we are like, I'm teaching consumer behavior, and I'm telling them the consumer behave in a way, and in a capstone, when they go themselves and they see, they observe them, that okay, this is the way in which they behave. Sometimes it might be contradictory also. And sometimes we tell that student, today's consumers are very empowered, they are very informative, and they go to the market and they say, ma'am, they do not know anything. they were asking me each and everything. So in capstones, the one point is this: you come across where multiple stakeholders. Second, you meet with sometimes experts and decision makers also. So obviously it is of great help.
And ma'am, our last question is from Miss Ritika Mehra. Her question is capstone project only relevant for management discipline? Will it hold good for arts, the discipline students also?
No, capstone is for anyone. I mean, management, I focused upon management because I'm a management faculty. But it does not mean that it is not for other domains. I mean, the example of the foreign university I was referring to, it is students were from engineering background, they're from chemistry backgrounds. So it is applicable to all. I mean, capstone is for everyone. The core of capstone is not focusing on theory but focusing on practical experience.
Okay, ma'am, Mr. Shashi Nani has requested you to suggest any capstone project for hospitality management student. If you can guide him.
Ma'am, I'll say in a on a lighter note, I'll say please refer to generative AI. It'll tell you n number of things to focus upon, because as a faculty member, it is a great tool. I mean, if you ask them, that is the thing I was telling you. No, suppose if students come to me, they ask me, ma'am, what I should research about. So according to me, with the things which are very relevant, like I'm a researcher in technology domain. I mean, technology adoption is my area, sustainability is my area, na, gender equality is my area. So I'll tell them, okay, search in this, search in this. But if suppose 60 students come to me, then I'm also human. But then the borrow from artificial intelligence, then they'll give you n number of ideas. In a hospitality area, I mean, there can be n number of things in hospitality area. Like one topic that I'm telling you because she has asked me, that is emotional labor in hospitality industry, is something that I'm very curious about. I mean, people tend to like, ma'am, you are sitting there, you're smiling, but I might think of that you have taken sessions from the morning and you have moderated it. So inside you might be feeling very exhausted, but right now you're smiling. So that is the kind of emotional labor. I mean, you might think of this topic in hospitality. This comes to my mind right now.
Okay. Ma'am, one last question.
Okay.
Mr. Vishal Ahuja has a question. Don't you think that excessive use of AI is also downgrading the thinking and innovation capacity of students as well as faculties also?
I agreed with you earlier. I mean, in theory it is not, but in practical it is. The only thing is you need to, restrain yourself. Like I told you that initially I was also very much interested to this generative AI thing. But let me tell you, it cannot replace books. It just cannot replace. I mean, I asked ChatGPT to give me 10 slides. It gave me 10 slides in a minute. But I did not feel that pleasure of reading it. I mean, like I was reading from books, I was feeling, very satisfied at the end. I was enjoying that also. In my mind, I was questioning myself. But in Chat GPT, when it gives you everything in a second, you become over reliant on it. But the pleasure of reading, pleasure of cognitive thinking, I mean, it all goes away. It is similar to, like, if someone wants to paint, and if you paint from scratch, I mean, you mix the color, you draw it, then you paint it. And Google Paint is also available there. I mean, you just go, you draw a picture, you paint it. I mean, the difference is that only. So I agree with you that it is downgrading our creativity, but the real challenge is to keeping hold of it, using it for our benefit also, and at the same time ensuring that it does not negatively affect our creativity and curiosity.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your knowledge, for so much that you have shared with us today. I would now request Mr. Rohit Kumar, Assistant Professor at DBIT, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Anurupa ma'am. As extending my vote of thanks on behalf of the entire fraternity of DBIT faculty and staff, ma'am, a very thank you for giving such a powerful, impactful, and enriching session on the topic. And we delight to thank you for your presence in the FDP and gracing the event. And with that, I like to hand over the session to Dr. Ruchi to take it forward. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Rohit, sir.
Dr. Ruchi, can I interrupt you in between?
Yes, sir. Sure, please, sir. Thank you.
Just for a minute, it's my pleasure, my honor to thank you, Rekha ma'am.
Thank you.
Rekha ma'am, this side Professor Vikas, and thank you so much for joining our session, giving your consent and sharing that valuable knowledge to this faculty members of around, they are more than 500, you know, because we have that capacity to accommodate 500, and you could see that they are 500 almost throughout the session, right? So it was wonderful session, and you also would have loved it. I am really thankful to our honorable chairman, sir. Throughout this sessions, no, today also I could see sir is there. So see the interest of the management of the institution, that one is inclined towards all that session and learning new things and implementing those new ideas in the institution. So chairman, sir, thank you so much. Now, for all my team, because since this is the last session before vote of thanks, I am not going to get much of the time after that, you know, that session will be there. So my team, those who have done wonderful task in past 6 days, especially because prior to that also, they were in line with the speakers like you, those great speakers, and they have done great job to find out such relevant speakers for this relevant topic, for which I am really grateful to my faculty members and all my staff, especially to my Vice Principal, Professor Shalu Tandon, all my anchors, all HODs, registrar, everyone, those who have contributed. So please accept my thanks once again, Rekha ma'am. And I can request at this moment, if in case, you know, in future we invite you, I am sure that you will be happy to help this institution to grow further. And for your knowledge, let me tell you that we have grown from 25 students to 1100 plus students in past 3 years. Starting from one course, today we are running with 5 courses, and this all has happened because of people like you, those who are in this academics, and people, those who are working along with me, my faculty members, my staff, and ultimately the management, the idea, the intention of the management, which Don Bosco management is having, and they are running this institution. Thank you so much once again. Thank you everyone, and dear participants, thank you so much for making this FDP a wonderful success, because every day I could see that these numbers were around 500. Thank you once again. Thank you, Dr. Ruchi, Rohit, Anurupa, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. And I've heard a lot about you from Asjad, sir. And he keeps on talking about you. He praises you a lot and the management of TBIT. And I might not be knowing most of your faculty member from face, but I, heard a lot about all of you from Asjad, sir. He praises you a lot. And it is my privilege to be here. And I'll be always there whenever you call me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, ma'am. And Dr. Asjad is really a wonderful colleague of mine, no?
Yes, sir. He is an asset to the organization,
Yes.
sir. No doubt.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. The purpose of professional learning is not just knowledge enhancement, but meaningful transformation. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. It is with great joy and sincere gratitude that I, Dr. Ruchi Sahani, extend a warm welcome to each one of you to the valedictory session of this meaningful journey we have undertaken together. As we draw the curtain on this intellectually stimulating and insightful 5-day faculty development program on enabling teachers with AI tools and innovative approaches for effective teaching learning. I feel deeply honored and privileged to present the valedictory address on behalf of the Don Bosco Institute of Technology, Delhi. At the outset, I wish to convey our profound gratitude to the distinguished resource persons for graciously sharing their invaluable knowledge, expertise, and time with us throughout this program. The faculty development program witnessed enthusiastic participation from a large number of faculty members who joined not only through the Zoom platform, but also via the Institute's official YouTube channel, ensuring wider outreach and accessibility. The program was enriched by the presence of distinguished resource persons from diverse states across India as well as from international institutions. Faculty members from state universities, central universities, and international universities actively contributed to the FDP, making it a truly national and global academic endeavor. Let me provide an overview of the 10th session we attended during the last 5 days. On day 1, session 1, that was on AI usage in academic state of affair by Professor Subodh Kesarwani, Chief Vigilance Officer, School of Management Studies, IGNOU, New Delhi. The session provided an overview of the evolving academic ecosystem influenced by AI. It highlighted institutional readiness, policy implications, and the strategic integration of AI tools in higher education. Session 2, that was on understanding AI and its role in education by Professor Mohammad Shahnawaz Abedin from SMBS Jamia Hamdard. This session focused on the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and its transformative role in education. It emphasized conceptual clarity and the pedagogical shift enabled by AI-driven learning environments. Session 3 was on AI tools for student engagement by Dr. Mohammad Abdul Mateen, Academic Coordinator, Saudi Electronic University, Riyadh. The speaker discussed various AI-powered tools designed to enhance student engagement. The session demonstrated how adaptive learning platform and intelligent system improve participation and personalized learning. Session 4 was on multimedia and visual content creation with AI by Dr. Harshita Tulli, Deputy Head AIML, Lord Institute of Engineering and Technology, Greater Noida. The session explored AI-based tools for creating multimedia and visual academic content. It showcased innovative methods for developing interactive teaching material and digital resources using AI. Session 5th topic was AI in Assessment and Evaluation by Professor Tapan Kumar Gandhi, Head of the Department of Biomedical Engineering, IIT Delhi. The session highlighted the role of AI in modern assessment practices. It covered automated evaluation systems, data-driven assessment models, and fairness in AI-supported evaluations. Session 6 was on AI for feedback, grading, and learning analytics by Professor Mansaf Alam from Department of Computer Science, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. This session focused on AI-enabled feedback mechanism, grading systems, and learning analytics. It demonstrated how data insights can improve institutional strategies and learner outcomes. Session 7 is on AI tools for research and academic writing by Professor Prakash Singh from Saudi Electronic University, Riyadh. The speaker discussed AI tools that assist in research planning, literature review, academic writing, and plagiarism checks. The session emphasized ethical and effective use of AI in scholarly research. Session 8 was on AI tools for academic administration and documentation by Professor N.H. Malik from Department of Management, Jamia Millia Islamia, New Delhi. This session covered AI applications in academic administration, documentation, and institutional workflows. It highlighted efficiency, enhancement, automation, and decision support system in educational institutions. Session 9 was on AI ethics, safety, and institutional guidelines by Professor Anuradha Jain, Principal, WIPS, GGSIP University. The session emphasized ethical consideration, safety concerns, and the formation of the institutional AI guidelines. It stressed responsible AI adoption aligned with academic integrity and regulatory frameworks. Last session, Capstone Project presentation by Dr. Rekha Dhaya, Associate Professor, B.R. Ambedkar University. Participant presented Capstone Project focusing on theoretical framework, conceptual understanding, and critical analysis of AI application in teaching, research, and academic admiration. One thing what she said is use AI as reviewer, not as a writer. That is something what is the motive of our FDP. The session highlighted the attainment of key learning outcomes of the FDP. The valedictory session marked the successful culmination of the FDP, highlighting key learning and acknowledging the valuable contribution of all resource persons and participants. The program enriched faculty members with practical AI competencies and encouraged responsible integration of AI in higher education. Participants are informed that the certificate will be emailed within 7 to 9 working days. Now, as we draw the valedictory session to a close, it is now my honor to take a moment to acknowledge and thank everyone whose support and efforts made this FDP a meaningful and a successful endeavor. A sincere thank you to all our distinguished resource persons. Your engaging and thought-provoking session have truly enriched us. You have sparked new ideas and equipped us with our valuable insights and practical tools that we are eager to apply in our teaching, research, and professional journey. I would also like to take a moment to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Reverend Professor Sajan M. George, Chairman DBIT, for his steadfast support and visionary leadership. His unwavering commitment to skill development and the integration of technology for empowerment beautifully align with the core objective of this FDP. Father's forward thinking vision continue to inspire us to embrace innovation and strive for excellence. We are deeply thankful to Reverend Father Biju, Chief Financial Advisor, DBIT, for their ongoing support and significant contribution to the smooth and successful execution of this FDP. Our special thanks to Professor Vikas Chawadi, Director DBIT, for his continuous encouragement and leadership. His dedication to promoting a culture of academic excellence and lifelong learning motivates us to pursue higher standard in our professional lives. Thank you, sir. A heartfelt thank you to our conveners, Professor Shalu Tandon, Vice Principal DBIT, and Dr. Asjad Usmani, HOD Management, for their generous encouragement and unwavering support throughout the planning and execution of this FDP. A special note of thanks to our Dr. Sanjay Kumar Singh, Registrar, for the timely administrative support and coordination, which greatly contributed to the smooth functioning and success of this program. We would also like to express our sincere appreciation to all our co-convener, Dr. P.K. Nayak, HOD Commerce, and Mr. Amandeep Singh, HOD CSIT, Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh, Program Coordinator, MBA, Ms. Charanpreet Kaur, Program Coordinator, MCA, and Dr. Varun Tiwari, Associate Professor, for their constant cooperation, encouragement, and active involvement. Your support has played a significant role in motivating faculty members to participate wholeheartedly in this FDP. Lastly, I would like to appreciate the entire organizing committee, Professor G.P. Singh Sir, Dr. Ruchi Sahani, Ms. Deepika Kirti, Mr. Shubham Gaur, Ms. Tania Jolly, Mr. Tilakdev Mukherjee, Ms. Anurupa Ganguly, and Mr. Rohit Kumar for your commitment, careful coordination, and behind-the-scene efforts. Your dedication ensured that every aspect of this FDP was executed smoothly and successfully. Our appreciation also goes to the anchor of the sessions, Ms. Anurupa Ganguly and Mr. Rohit Kumar, whose confident presence, professionalism, and seamless transition brought grace and structure to the entire event. Your efforts ensured that every session flowed smoothly and maintained its energy and engagement throughout. To my fellow participants, thank you for your enthusiasm and active engagement. The success of this FDP would not have been possible without your willingness to learn, contribute, and collaborate. Your participation made every session dynamic and meaningful. As we move forward, let us carry the insights and learning from this program into our daily practices, striving for excellence and innovation in our fields. Once again, thank you all for making this FDP a grand success. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavor. Thank you. Jai Hind. I request everyone to kindly turn on their cameras as we proceed with a group photograph.
Madam, can you please share the feedback link, please?
Sure, sir. We are sharing that in a minute. Are we done? Our technical team?
Yes, ma'am, it is already been shared.
Yes, ma'am, we done.
And what about the photographs? Group photograph is done?
Ma'am, host has disabled the camera is coming. Please enable the camera. Host has
Now,
disabled
after
it.
this, participants are cordially invited to share their feedback and insights gained during the enriching 5 days FDP journey. It's an open platform. Anyone can give the feedback.
Ma'am, the video is disabled, it is giving.
Okay, ma'am, just give me a moment. Please, technical team, please check that one, please. Anyone who wants to give the feedback?
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Am I audible, ma'am? My name is Dr. Mohammed Yusuf Javed.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, I would like to thank the Don Bosco School of Management for organizing such a wonderful workshop and FDP. I would just like to say one thing. You guys have done a tremendous job, wonderful job. I would like to thank the coordinators and the organizing committee of this FDP as well. And I learned a lot about it. And this last session especially was very, very useful for me and fruitful for me as well. Thank you. And I hope that you continue organizing such FDPs in the future as well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Myself is Aparna.
I would like
Aparna Bande.
to feedback.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, myself is Aparna Bande. I'm from Amravati, Maharashtra.
Yes, ma'am, please.
I'm heading MCA department of my institute. We are Puttaparthi College of Engineering and Management. It was really a wonderful session for me. It helped me for learning and like teaching and learning process, like using this AI tools. Basically, we were having some lectures, so I missed 1 or 2 sessions for this. But really, it was wonderful. I've already attended previous previous FDP also, and I got the certificate of that. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for the organizers team. And thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. It means a lot to us also.
I don't fill up feedback so far. Please, anyone, best feedback.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
Is it
ma'am.
audible? Yeah, I'm Dr. Padmavati from Bangalore.
Yes, ma'am.
The entire FTP was really too good. Unfortunately, I couldn't able to attend 2 sessions, and especially when it
Thank you,
comes to
ma'am.
this
Thank
the
you, ma'am.
practical session was seriously, it is extraordinary. So I have learned many things which I was not knowing it, and the way how they have explained and trying to complete the things and trying to make all the audience to understand the concepts, it was really good. So one request is there from my side. If in
Yes,
case
ma'am.
if it is possible, can you people please share that recording so that we can able to learn it, the things which has been missed from us, no? So if it is, if you people can able to share that drive link, we will go back and try to see that and try to learn the things which has been missed from us.
Surely, ma'am, we'll discuss in a team, and if possible, we'll share that definitely.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Ashima, and I would like to give a feedback to the entire Don Bosco team for organizing a tremendous FDP. It really enriched my pedagogical toolkit and promoting AI as a complementary to teaching and not a supplementary. I really liked how the eminent speakers emphasized how over-reliance is bad on AI, whereas it is the need of the hour that we as teachers need to use ethical AI and integrate it in our teaching and learning and research. So I would really like to thank the team for the initiative. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Hello,
ma'am.
hello, ma'am. Ma'am, this is Akanksha Kathuria from Manavrashna University.
Yes, ma'am,
So,
please.
yeah, I was attending the session for the week. So, seriously, it was such an insightful session. So, first of all, a big thanks and congrats to the Don Bosco Institute for organizing this well-designed FDP because, catering more than 500 people is really a challenging, and you and your team did very well. And
Thank
about
you.
FDP, actually, it was very insightful because it helps, enabling teachers with the AI tool. And that to the requirement of each and every university. Each
Very
and
true.
every wants to, implement those pedagogies in the classroom. So how to deal with that either starts from the course outcomes or a CHO and that to the assessments. So your FDP had covered all this. So it is actually a meaningful support to the teaching and the learning. I actually appreciate all resource person either from Jamia, IGNU, and the Saudi Arab. So and the Lloyd also. So all were too good. So actually, overall, it is such a valuable learning session that will definitely influence our classroom also, and we will actually going to implement all those learning in our classroom. So looking forward for such an insightful sessions in the future also. So again, thank you and congratulations to the whole team.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So, anyone else who want to share the feedback?
Hi, ma'am. This
Hello,
is
ma'am.
Dr. Seema Pandey.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was an excellent presentation with very appropriate interaction and very nice presentation on a very important topic. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. This means a lot to us, actually.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I am Mrs. Atia from Saudi Arabia. I'm a teacher and as well as a PD trainer. It was very thrilling for me to attend all the sessions conducted by the team. Congratulations to the team who has given us excellent things which we have taken today. Actually, a few months before, I have given a PD on AI, but I could not use all these things. But inshallah, when I'm going to give more my trainings to other teachers, I will use all these things and I will share the knowledge what I have gained here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So here, shall we, anyone
Hello,
else?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good
My
evening,
name
ma'am.
is Mamta Shah. I'm from Guru Nanak Institute of Management.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
actually, I want to say I thoroughly enjoyed your FDP, and all the speakers were very good, very valuable insight, and all the tools and techniques which they have explained were very nice and easy to understand, and we can implement these tools and techniques in our daily life also for practical use for the students also. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Myself, Chaitanya Bahadur.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your valuable session. FDP, I learned more very good idea from this FDP. It is, I am giving my heartfelt thank to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, with this, here once again, thank you all for your enthusiastic participation. We look forward to meeting you again in our upcoming FDP. Thank you once again. Have a good day. Thank you, team.
One thing I want to ask, what about the certificate? Should we get
Ma'am,
on
that we
mail?
have announced that in another 7 to 8 working days, we will be mailing you the certificates.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Ruchi Sahani, for wonderful voluntary session. You have done a very nice job. And I will also like to thank all my participants, all my resource person, my director, my chairman, my registrar, my vice principal, my team for getting such a nice feedback. It really means a lot for us. The feedback, the things that you give us a motivation to do all the best in the future also. So I request you to please connect with Don Bosco in their future FDP, which we will be conducting every year in the month of January. And this was the beauty of this FDP, that we have got more than 500 participants all over the country, all over the world. And from the day one till now, they all are connected with us. That is the success ratio that speaks about our FDP. So from bottom of my heart, I would like to thank my all team members, my participants, my resource persons for making this FDP a wonderful things. We will be sending the certificate in our WhatsApp group, in your email also. And if you are not receiving your feedback, then you can send me the certificate. Then you can send me a message in my personal number. I will like to see that it will be delivered to you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. चलिए